Good morning, everyone. And today we are going to talk about text styling. So far, we were learning about the CSS margin, height, width, padding, the several property in the CSS. Now we have something called text styling, and how we can design our text in the HTML document. The same way, in we have the text properties also. Then here are two types of basic text properties we have, and this text property will provide you to affect the text. That means different style of the text it will give into this property. First one is you have that is something called as font properties. You can see here the font properties we have highlighted that affect the font and its appearance. Generally, example, when you use the Microsoft Word or Excel, when you want to change the font, you can go and just change the font properties whatever you want. The same way it will be here also. You can use the font properties and you can change the appearance of font. Then you have something called paragraph properties also. Because whenever you are writing the text, either it will be one line or it will be multiple line. That means paragraph. Then how can we do that paragraph? Yes, even we can do the paragraph. So we have the paragraph properties that will affect the text in the similar way, no matter which font is being used. It's not a matter of the which font you are using, but it will affect the text which is defined into the paragraph. In CSS, generally we have two types of font family. We have the font families. Whenever you are going to define the font family, there are a number of font family you will see in the Microsoft Word and PowerPoint or whatever the others tools you are going to use for text, writing the text or paragraph. Here in the CSS we have two font properties family, sorry, it's a font family. The first one is generic family. So in generic family, what will happen? You will be get a group of font families with the similar look like serif or monospace. Both are look like it will be the same. Anyone you can use. Next, you have another family, that is the font family. Font family will be a specific font family. You can define a specific like Times New Roman, Arial, Verdana, anything you can define this. These are two font family we have, and we will be using this font family in our CSS. Then what are the property we have in the text properties? You have the properties and description here. You can see this in table 9, 3.9. We have something font. When you want the font, then you will be having font style, weight, variant, size, font family. These are the things. This all combined and shorthand property that will allow to set the family, style, size, variant, weight in one property, and you can define and you can change your text. When you are defining the font family, so font family, what will happen? You will be specifying the typeface or font. That means, as we have seen just now, we have a generic font family. Using this, you will be defining a generic font family, and more than one can be also specified. If you want to define the font size, then what we have to do? We have to use the property as a font size. Then size of the font will be as per measurement units. Then you have font style. We have seen like we have font style, generally we do that bold, italic, normal. Then these things will consider into the font style. In font variant, what we are going to use in font variant? For font variant, it specifies either a small caps text or none or regular text. You want some capital letter, all your paragraphs would be capital letter, or your text you want a capital letter or a small letter. Then you can define using the variant. Weight, that means you want normal, bold, bolder, lighter, and this value will be between from 100 to 900 in multiples of 100. You cannot use 150, you have to use 100 or 200. It will define the normal, bold, bolder, lighter, the properties of the font weight. The first one, as we have seen, that font family. So we have the few issues now. What are the few issues we have now? The first thing, when you use the word processor, what is the meaning of word processor? That means you are using Notepad, you are using Microsoft Word, use OpenOffice, any other application which process your text document, whichever you are using on your desktop machine, and it can be used for any font that is installed on the computer or browser. Okay, whatever you have used on computer, browser are no different, it will be the same. Then however, just because of a given font is available on web developer computer, what is happening, when you want some font, particular font might be you will be using in Photoshop also, when you do the some photo editing and you want the particular font, what happened, you are changing the font and it's getting that image is going to be fixed. If you send that image to any other system, that is not going to be changed. But here we have the problem in the text. Whenever you write any paragraph, any text in your desired font, right, and that you share with someone, the same thing it is saying here, the font whatever you are making, that is on web developer computer, whoever designing that page, they have that font on their machine and they are building the web pages. The moment you give to others or you put it on internet, what will happen, the font will not appear for others. Why? Because that font is not available on the user machine, it is only on developer machine. Then you will face the problem that your text font, it will not appear correctly. That is the challenge we have, that is the issue we have. That's why the all user will not able to see the font. Might be sometimes you will be opening the page, we will be finding that we will be not having any uh, properties of the font clearly visible or something like that. Then due to this reason, what it is, so this is actually called as web font stack. So it is conventional to supply, okay, and this region is so called web font stack, that is a series of alternate fonts to use in case of original font choice is not on the user computer. When on user computer that particular font is not there, then you have to give the alternative fonts that can be used for that font on the user's computer. Now how you will be specifying the font family? To specify the font family, you have to use same in the CSS, the selector, and you are going to define this like font family colon, what family you want. I'm going to use here the first one, you can see this is the first choice, Cambria. The second font we have Georgia. Third font we have Times New Roman. Fourth we have serif. What will happen in this case? Might be you will be having the question that why we are defining 4. How it will take 4? How, which one will be? Whenever on user machine, if suppose this I don't have on my machine the Times New Roman, what will happen? The first properties always the choice will go to the first one, the Cambria. It will check the font face, the first choice. If it is there on the machine, it will take the complete text and or paragraph which you are defining with the font family, it will take as a Cambria. The moment you use, suppose on your system you don't have this, you don't have the Cambria, then what will happen in that case? Obviously in that case the Georgia will be taken on the user machine. Even if this is not there, what will happen, the on user machine the third one, that is the Times New Roman, will be taken, and it will be the text style will be the text font family will be Times New. In case even this is not available, then what will happen, it will take automatically the last one, at least because these are this font by default on any machine to be there, by default Times New Roman will be definitely it will be there, then definitely this will be big. If these are not there, even if all three not there, the fourth one it will take by default, then the user will be using the font family of any one of that according to on availability on their machine. Next, you have generic font family. So what are the generic font family we have? As we have discussed, like serif, sans serif and monospace. What are the font family you have? That is the font families in that it will come Times New Roman, Georgia. What is that? Serif font have small lines at the end of some character. If you use the serif font, you will get to know the difference. When you use the sans serif, like Arial and Vardhana is there, sans means without. Actually, the sans means is without. So serif, sans serif. Sans serif that means without. This font don't have the line and the end of character. When you use monospace, all monospace character have the same width. Okay, it will define in the same width. You can use Courier New or Lucida Console. These are the generic font family we have. This generic font family property support 5 different of families. What are those 5? Okay, we have to see that. Next, the browser supports a typeface from each families. There will be a typeface, it will support that. You can see the example here. We have generic font family name like serif, sans serif. You can see here monospace, cursive, fantasy. I'm going to use this. I've used this sans serif. Okay, if you want serif, you can see here serif T, how the T is getting appeared. You can see here at the end it is that some line is coming everywhere here also. When you use with the sans, same thing for this property. Okay, you can see here whenever you are using the serif, you can see here this portion here also. So every text you are getting that something, there is some line, right? So this is the sans serif, sorry serif. When you use the sans serif, that means you can see without, that means you see here there is no anything on the at the end of the line. You can see here when you use monospace, what will happen? The monospace will this, I'm the same example I'm using this. The moment you use monospace, you can see like a box is getting appear. So this, that is the box. Okay, the same width of each text will be having the same width, automatically calculate and it will give. Okay, next, if you use cursive, that means little it will be curve. You can see here cursive how it is there. And the moment you use fantasy, you can see here the decorative and cursive font vary from this. You can see the difference between how, and it's depend on the users. Generally many people will not use this one, but it totally depend on your requirement, how you want to make your page to appear for the users. Next, second point, we have the @ font face. This is the how we are using in the HTML5. Most of the HTML5 you can see that @ font face will be there, and this is the feature which we are using. So what is that? Over the past few years, the most recent browser version has begun to support @font face selector in CSS. As I said, more in HTML, most browser, that means it is the CSS3. So mostly all the browser supports. It also matter when you are using the particular properties it supports to the browser or not. The selector allow you to use the font on your site even if it is not installed on the end user computer. We have seen in the previous what happened, we don't have the font on the user's machine, right? So what happened, we will have to define the all the font face in the our CSS. Due to that, some font face will take. But the moment you use font face @font-face, it is not mandatory that user should have that font. It is automatically, it will be installed on the end user computer and it will be working. Definition uses with font face rule. You have to use @font-face rule. The web designers don't have to use this or one of the web face font anymore. Okay. In the font face rule, you must first you are going to define a name for the font. That means you want to use my example my first font, and then you are going to point the font file. That's all. Like this way you have to use into the CSS. Next, about font size, how you will define the font size. Okay, more control and more problem. Okay, so this issue of the font size is unfortunately somewhat tricky. Why it is telling tricky? Because somewhere you need the different font size, somewhere we need a small, somewhere we need the caps, we need first letter to be capital, size should be bigger. Then how we will make this? So this all with the font size you have to give. In the print based program such as word processor, specifying a font size in the points is unproblematic, right? Then what we have to do? So we have to define the absolute unit such as points or inches. So what will happen? That will not translate very well to pixel based devices, right? We have used so far pixel we were using, or we were using EM. Okay, so whenever you want to use absolute, you have to define the absolute units to points, okay, into the points and inches. The pixel are also what? It's a problematic unit. Why? Because when you define the pixel, it is not going to be fit according to the your screen size. Then there is the problem for us. And now all the new devices, mobile devices, whatever we are using, that all having the some mobile devices having more pixel, right? The dimension of your pixel, then it should fit the font size or whatever we are defining into the browser. That means your mobile device browser. Then that how it will be taken care. So this font size will take care of that, and this CSS pixel will does not correlate into the single device pixel. Then how you are going to use this font size due to the such issues, right? Now we have to use EMS and percentage again. So far we were using font size 10 pt, okay, point 10, but now actually we should use EMS and percents again. If you used to create a web layout that work well in different browser, different devices, then you have to use the relative units. So we have seen that two units, measurement units, measure units, that is as previously we were defining, but we have to use actually relative units. What are the relative units? We have the EM units and we have the percentage. So this will be used as a in font size, and indeed in other CSS as well also you can use it. One of the principle of the web is that the user should be able to change the size of text if he or she wish to do that. Right? That means if you want to change the font size, font something, text size, you can change it. But using in percentage and EM units ensure that user action will work. That means how the user want, that will be going to be changed. Then how you are going to use EMS and percents, right? When you use the to specify a font size, both like EM units and percentage, and both are relative, and it will be to the parent font size. So what you will be defined with the parent font size, same unit it will be taken care for the text. Okay, you can see the example here. How we have used body, right? So browser by default text size usually it's take to 16 pixel. You can see here we are used by default, it will be 16 pixel for the body type. For paragraph you can define 100%. That means 1 EM is 16 pixel. So what is the measurement is there for 16 pixel? If you want to use the same 16 pixel, then you use either 100% or you define as a 1 EM. Okay, that is the EMS as we have seen here, EMS and percentage. S3. If you want S3, what is the size of S3? Okay, so S3 size will be 18 pixel generally. If we are using 18 pixel, that means in percentage, because you know that S3 will be font will be bigger, right? That means it should be 125%, and if you want to use in EM, you will be using 1.125. The same way for H2, if you want H2, you can the H2 for 150%, and it is 1.5 EM, that is equal to 24 pixel. The moment you use H1, that means it's the bigger font, right? Then it is means 200% and 2 EM, that is equal to 32 pixel. So like this, the pixel you can change into EMS and you can change into the percent. This is the example of your CSS. If you want, you can define like body, font size is 100%, H3 font size 1.12 EM, H2 font size 1.15, H1 font size 2 EM, and you can see the calculation 1.25 into 16. If you calculate, then you will get to know that is the how much pixel. If you need to calculate the pixel size, then how you are going to calculate? It's very simple. You are going to calculate whatever the in EM it has used, just multiply with the 16. The moment you define 16, it will automatically take the like this way, and you can design like this. Then further, how to use more EMS and percentage? It might be easy, but might be it's not, because you have to calculate, right? While this you look pretty easy to master, the things unfortunately can quickly become quite complicated, because for someone it will become, some system is easy for someone, might be for someone that is not, it might be complicated, because you have to calculate accordingly the pixel to the percentage, or you have to calculate in EMs. Remember that the percentage and EM units are relative to their parents. That means what the main you are using. So the parent font size changes, this also is going to affect. So the moment you change the font size of the parent, then this also will affect. Okay, you have another example here. You can see what I have done here. Just we taken a paragraph, one H1 tag, article tag, okay, division tag we have used here. Now in CSS we are defining for the using 16 pixel scale. The moment you define using 16 pixel scale, you can see here I am using as a font face 100%. Now again, now I want H1. So what happened? Now our paragraph, first is we have paragraph. So paragraph, what you are going to do? So paragraph, you can see here I want the paragraph as a 16 pixel. So how you are going to define? You know that means 16 pixel, it is 1 EM. So you have to define one. Now H1 you want 32 pixel. Then 32 pixel, how much it will be there? That means 2 EM, 16 into 2, then it will become your 2 EM. The moment you define, it will change your font here. The same way, this is using 16 pixel, again same 1 EM. Okay. Now we have article. You are defining the article for font size 75%, and you are defining font size 75%. Now what happened? In article, again you have H1 first, and then you have paragraph. You have division, you have H1, and you have the paragraph. The moment you define the article as a 75% for the H1, what will happen? The H1 will become, now it is saying 25%, right? We know the H1 is the thing, it's a total EM, it is 2 for H1. So 2 multiplication 16 and multiplied by again 0.75. That is this is, if you take in 100, so 0.75, it will calculate and it will become a 424 pixel. It's the larger. The same, because the parent properties here we have defined for H1 as a 2 EM. Now if you are taking for this, definitely it will get changed accordingly. Similar way, the paragraph is going to be changed, because paragraph font size is telling 75%, but here we know we have what we have defined for paragraph. This is the parent. What is the parent? This is actually parent you have defined. So the parent, what is that? for paragraph we have the 1 em, then it will calculate accordingly 1 em into, so we know that for 1 em is equal to 16 pixels. 16 into what is the article font size, that is 75%. It will take 75% and it will become 12 pixel. The same way for division. Now you can see the difference between both. The font size will get changed. So why? As I mentioned that it will totally depend on your the code what you are defining, and it is all depend on the top font properties. So you have to always take care for this one. We'll see this with the example. The same way you are going to open the notepad and we have to start writing the code here. It's very simple. We'll use the same way as HTML, then head tag. In the head we have to define the CSS, then style. Then how we are going to define, as I mentioned, we have to define the 16 pixel scale. So first we have to define the, for body tag what we are going to use the CSS. So we'll be using the CSS for font hyphen face colon 100%. So we'll be using 100%. This is for body, this is the parent. Then we have the paragraph. Then similarly for paragraph we are writing the font face same way. You have to use font face colon and want as a 1 em. Then we want h1 tag. Then in h1 tag similar way we have to use the same font face and it will be 2 em as we have seen into the our previous discussion. This is just we have defined. So let's execute this and run, and we'll get the what is the output we are going to get. So we have to close the style tag. We have closed. Now we need the body tag. Body tag we are going to make one paragraph. So this is 16 pixel. Close the paragraph. Then you are going to use h1 tag. Again h1 tag we are using because this is 32 pixels. Then we have to close h1. Then we have to same way you have to use the other element. I'll be using as a article. In article again you will be having h1 tag, same tag what we have used here, p1 and h1, same way we are going to use. Same way we need a paragraph. We'll use the same paragraph here, that is enter inside the article tag. Then we will close this article tag. Now we will use one more division tag. Same way we'll use h1 and paragraph tag, heading and paragraph tag. We'll close the division tag. Finally we'll close our body tag and HTML. So we have closed the body tag, we have closed the HTML tag. Save this program. So you should always do the save as and change save type to all. Give the name whatever you want, like text style dot html. You should must define the .html extension and click on save. So this program is saved in HTML format. We have to open our form, that is the, you can see here, and just open with any browser. You will be able to see the result. Now you can see the result. This is appearing now, but this is using the pixel. So now what I'll do, we have not added the style sheet for the using the root element. So how it will get differ, let's see now. So what I'll do, the same thing. Now we have to define for article CSS article, then we'll be giving the same like font size. Now we'll define. So sorry, there is the wrong, you have to use here font size. This is not font face, this is font size. Okay, same way you are going to use here font size colon, will be using as a 75%. Okay, same way you are using for the div tag, div, then font size and you define the same as a 75%. Save it, let's execute and see what we can see. The now font size is getting changed here. So like this way you can use the font face. You can see here, if you compare with the code on body, that is the complete 100%. Now paragraph, as we mentioned, the paragraph generally to be 16 pixels. So you can see the first one is a 16 pixel. This one is the, now it is taking as a bigger size, that is H1 we have the bigger always, so it will take 200% font size. Now article 75%, you can compare with the difference, this is 75%. So the moment you defined here accordingly, the root, it always depend on the root, so what you have used here, so accordingly the pixel will be defined. So you can see here for this article, if you are using in article, then you can see H1 tag, this is 32 pixel. See, this is 32 pixel. Generally we know that H1 is the bigger, but what will happen here, we have defined here as in article it should be 75%, then it will take only 75%, it will not take the bigger size of the font. Okay, so like this way you can define, you can style your text with the font size, and you can see the difference. Rem unit, that means you are going to use, how is you are going to give the solution for the font size, right? Then CSS now support the relative measure, that is the something called as rem. That is what is the R rem means R for root, em for em unit, that is the rem for root em unit, that is also now supporting. This unit is always related to the size of root element. That means what root element you have defined, like HTML element you have defined, the same way it will take. Because the Internet Explorer prior to the older version 9 do not support the rem unit. Remember this, if you have the I 9th version, then definitely it will not support. You have to use the updated version. Then how you are going to use this rem unit? this rem unit will be used. You can see the example, same for 16 pixel. What you are going to do here, we are going to make here as a font size here 100% for the body, because this entire by default 6. Now you are defining the paragraph 16 pixel, and you are defining font size again 1 rem. You can see here rem root em. For older browser, what will happen, the moment you define this both, you have the older version, then on older browser the scale property will be taken as a pixel, and the new browser, whatever the latest browser you have, on that it will take the 1 rem. Similar way you can define, the same way it will happen for all. So this way you can use rem unit. So what we have learned in this CSS, we have talked about what is the CSS, we have talked about the CSS syntax and how you are going to apply. We have talked about the location of the styles, how you are going to use. You are going to embed it, you are going to use external, or you are going to use in the inline. We have talked about the several types of selectors, how you will defining the selectors in the CSS. We have talked about what is the cascade, what is the cascade algorithm, and how it actually interact. The styles will be interacting. We have talked about the box model, how you can define the box model, how you can define the margin, padding, and we have talked about the CSS text styling, how you can use the font related in the CSS.